This show isn't finished until it's finished. We will bring you the best moves, passes, and goals. So celebrate and take the field with us as we show you the runs to the house. Enjoy this one. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. We had a fun week this week. We've got some fun stuff to show everybody.
Yeah, and it was an exciting week. Some things that we haven't seen in a long time that were very exciting, and that's where we're going to start. But it's amazing. We say it's so cliche, but how quickly everything goes.
It's crazy.
We'll be done here with the fall season just in a couple of weeks, and then it'll be right into basketball and hockey season.
Well, I know you're
excited.
I know you're excited for that, especially hockey.
Well, we are going to start with the boys soccer team. They ended the regular season with 5 straight wins, the team's longest win streak in more than 15 years. So the Cardinals definitely deserve to start the section tournament at home. They were the 4th seed, hosting number 5 Anoka on Tuesday. The Tornadoes beat the Cardinals 4-1 just before their hot streak started. So now, with the season on the line, the Cardinals were determined to have their revenge. Cardinals creating some pressure in transition in the first half. Amadou Ba feeding Noah Akasip right up the middle. He's able to hold off the defender so he can get off a shot, but he sends it just wide to the far side. It was one of the several good chances for the Cardinals in the first, but the only one finds the net is this one. Just check out the effort from Adam Kish. Draws the defense, sets up Khalid Hassan, and he buries his 10th of the season. Home team has the 1-0 lead at the half. Tornadoes turn up the intensity in the second, and it leads to an equalizer off a long free kick. Prince Massaquoi able to find it in the traffic. He fires it past Howard, and that evens the game at 1. But it's almost impossible to answer any faster than the Cardinals do. They feed Kish deep down in the right corner. He crosses out front. A one-touch redirect from who else? Khalid Hassan. Cardinals back in front just 18 seconds after the Tornadoes' goal. Anoka does keep it interesting, though, generating a lot more offensive chances in the second half. Howard is up to the challenge. Massaquoi getting a great look in close. Knocked away out the end line. Cardinals weren't able to get any insurance, but they spent a fair amount of time on the attack as well. Malka Gurma, a great chance in the 65th minute, but Anoka keeper Cooper Stowe in position to make that save. And as time ticked off, the Cardinals fans were celebrating a section tournament win for the first time since 2021. Last time they were able to host a playoff game, and the last time they were able to get a playoff victory, also against the Anoka Tornadoes.
That was a lot of fun, and you could feel the intensity from the guys, and they knew coming out that they were going to win that home contest, and they played well. Unfortunately, they had a very strong opponent awaiting.
Well, they had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They played that way all season long, but this was an extra chip because after beating Centennial and then having the Cougars get the number 3 seed, it delayed facing off the number 1 seed, instead they had to face the heavy hitter round 2.
They definitely did. Well, the Cardinals hoping to carry the momentum with them as they hit the road on Thursday to face top-seeded Blaine. The Cardinals lost a close one to the Bengals early in the season. Now they're riding a 6-game win streak and hoping to extract some revenge. But the Bengals, they're a bit of a juggernaut. They were undefeated in the last 10 and ranked 6th in the state. Blaine showing the secret to their success that isn't so secret. Just outstanding teamwork down the right wing. They set up for Damir Sikik, and he delivers. Bengals pounce on their early opportunity to take the lead. Cardinals looking for the answer at the other end. Adam Kish tries to send it all the way to the back post, but it's intercepted. Blaine able to recover and force it out the end line. You can see there. Bengals with a long through ball, another great chance for Sikik. He's able to settle it and fire, but this one is going to be off the back post, or off the post. More Blaine offense. Barak Yusuf gives it back to Josh Rudo. He's got room, fires it to the far side upper corner. Bengals lead by 2. And they were far from finished. Numbers on the attack. Sikik gets shut down and close. But the rebound There's a played across. Yusuf eventually able to poke it home. Everything working for the Bengals, and they were up by 3. Cardinals didn't have many looks as they would have liked. Melka Gurma with a good look late in the first, but the keeper swallows it up. On the Bengals, they just keep on coming. Late in the half, a long through ball. Howard out to challenge it, but gets past him. Zach Beam heads it in easily. Blaine up 4-0 at the break, on their way to a 5-1 win. Tough one.
Yeah, and, the Cardinals, they would have liked to be on the other side and waited to see Blaine in a championship, but I think everything's going to go through Blaine. They will be hosting the section championship against Centennial. But you see, Cardinals, had they got that number 3 seed, might have been able to beat Duluth East. Yep. They would have had to travel north for Game 2 on Thursday, a little further, but would have been able to possibly reach championship, something they have not done in a very, very long time. Well, the girls soccer team had a great season, but they were still huge underdogs going into last week's section quarterfinal. Cardinals' 6 wins this year is the most for the team in more than 5 seasons, but the third-seeded Blaine Bengals were probably the best team that they had seen all season long. Bengals Stadium hosted a doubleheader for the quarterfinal round, the girls taking the field first. Cardinals bringing the pressure early on this one. Great pass from Erilyn Yang Wing gets Callie Alphin to look down the near wing. She goes back to the far side but fires it just wide. More pressure from the visiting squad just a couple minutes later. Alphin creating in the middle of the field, setting up Addison Erickson in space. Her shot is going to hit the side of the net. Bengals are a 3 seed for several reasons. One of them is their speed, and they start to show it more as the game goes on. Good job by Olivia Lahr. Slow the attacker here and let Williams get control. But the pressure does eventually pay off for the Bengals. They play it in again and watch the speed from Kim Rhea. Runs around the defender, onto the ball. No chance for Williams. Blaine is on the board in the 16th minute. Get a little breathing room late in the first half. Not the prettiest, but it is effective. Bodies hitting the turf. Ball bounces to Josephine Kell. She fires immediately to the back of the net. Blaine is up 2-0 at the break. It was even more one-sided in the second. The Bengals were relentless. Great feet ahead to Addie Stadden here. She hammers it home with the left foot. That came in the 48th minute. And they add another just a minute later. This is that relentless pressure again paying off. Rhea with a takeaway. Gives it to Trista Crosby. She scores. Bengals coast past the Cardinals with a 4-0 win. And just a smothering pressure from the Bengals.
Yeah, they're good as well, and obviously a tough one going into that. But you look at both the outcomes for both soccer teams, and you look at the season. Really good seasons for both squads. And the girls had that positive energy coming down from their head coach Maggie Spellman, and it really kind of flowed over to their gameplay. But the boys with a lot of athletes, it was a good season. Obviously, didn't go as far as they wanted to, but good nonetheless.
You want to talk about an exciting one? Something's got to give in the girls soccer section championship. Top 2 seeds both go in having not given up a goal. Look at the numbers that Duluth East has put up. 14-8, 22-0.
Yikes.
In their 2 wins. Bengals 4-0 and then 2-0 over Centennial. So 2 teams that have yet to give up a goal in the postseason. And Bengals as the number 1 seed will, Duluth East as the number 1 seed will play host to the 3-seeded Bengals.
Be a tough one for Blaine for sure.
Volleyball team, still a little bit of season left. Last week, they started a 4-game home stretch to end the regular season. It started with a win over the Cooper Hawks. Cardinals do it in 4, winning 25-19 and 11. Then losing one by the slimmest margin you possibly can, 26-24, and then winning set 4, 25-19. On Thursday, they played Pact Charter School, that was Monday and Tuesday. They played Pact Charter School, and they lost in 4. The Cardinals won first game set 25-16, then lost 16-13, and again, another incredibly close set, 28-26. You see the numbers. Kira Radke continues to have an outstanding offensive season for the Cardinals.
Well, the Cardinals finish up the regular season with a pair of games at home this week, starting with a visit from Totino Grace on Monday. The Eagles were coming in off a strong showing at the Cupcake Wars tournament in St. Anthony on Saturday, where they won 4 of 5 matches. It will be another great test for the Cardinals as they get ready for tournament time. Great crowd at the Fieldhouse for Parents' Night, and here's something you don't see often. Mom with a perfect set for Natalie Ratana. She finishes, and it's all smiles and high fives. Love to see that. Eagles set the pace in the first. A diving save on the serve received leaves it hanging for Libby Caspers to tap it to the floor. Totino Grace takes the first one, 25-15. Cards find a little more rhythm in set 2. Great turn on set received here. They set it up for Kira Radke in the middle. She leaves no chance for the defense. Really good back and forth throughout the second. This is a little bit longer point, but the Cardinals will end it. Freshman Taryn Cook showing off her power from the left side, as you see there. Nice shot from her. But it's going to go right down to the wire. Eagles with a 24-23 lead. Haley Sanum pushes it cross court to avoid the block. Finds the far side. Clinches set 2 for Totino Grace. Cardinals are trying to avoid the broom in the third. Great turn on this serve. Beautiful set. Great finish for Radke. And this was another close one all the way to the end. Eagles serving with match point. Elbatau tries to catch them off guard with a set over, but they pick it up, and Caspers is going to pound it through the block attempt. Totino Grace clinches with a 26-24 win in the third.
Yeah, 2 win-by-2 situations in sets 2 and 3, losing by a combined 51-47. That's given it a good run. They've got one more game in the regular season. They will host St. Francis on Wednesday, and then into the tournaments, and will be a 7 or an 8 seed, taking a trip to a very strong team in the first round.
And hopefully we get a chance to see them another time.
Well, the swimming and diving team got its first taste of tournament action over the weekend. The Section 7 2A True Team Tournament on Saturday, held at Northdale Middle School pool. As we talked about maybe too much, this squad doesn't have the numbers and depth to be really competitive as a team. However, this is a great experience for the girls to get the feeling of swimming in a big meet where your closest competition might be 4 or more lanes away. And all the girls did really great, according to first-year coach Rachel Schlueter. CTN provides the pool cam, no pun intended, for the event. So we're only going to show a couple of clips. This is the 200 IM. Toward the top, lane 2, that freshman Lily Moulton posts a personal best time, 2:32.14, finishes in 5th. Lily had 2 of the best swims of the day for the Cardinals. This is in the 100 breaststroke. She's going to be up top again, and watch the battle in lanes 2 and 3. Moulton just out-touched, still finishes in 6th place, gets herself back on the podium. Several outstanding swims for the Cardinals. They had best, really, though, was on the diving board, where Delilah Smith-Jeanette had a personal best in the 11 dives with 390. Or 338.70, taking first place. Rath had finished in 8th place. That's also a personal best for her. So 2 top 10 finishes on the diving board. 200 free relay team had their personal best or their season best. A lot of personal bests all the way down. Other top finishes from Madeline Romano in the 500 free. Tyler Shuda in the 18th place in the 50 free. Myra Hill, 18th place in the 100 free, and Caitlin Davis, 18th place in the 100 breaststroke. I got a great email from Coach Schlueter. Among the personal bests, on top of what we just showed you, the 200 medley relay had its best by nearly 2 seconds. PRs in the 50 splits for Moulton in the back stroke, Myra Hill in the breaststroke, and Tyler Schutte in the freestyle. Vivian Jensen also had a personal best in her 50 split in the 200 medley relay on the B relay team. In the 200 freestyle, they had PRs from Joy Tao by 3 seconds, Sophia Johnson by 4 seconds. In the 200 IM, PRs by Moulton that we talked about, and also from Myra Hill. Caitlin Davis in the 100 breaststroke that we talked about is a new PR by 0.2 of a second. So best you can do is be the best you. So
absolutely,
they are doing that at the most crucial time.
I love to see the personal best this time of year, obviously. That shows you've continued to fight, you've continued to improve yourself, you've continued to best your times, and then at this time of the year, you get those great times. It's great. I love to see it. Congrats to all.
The Northwest Suburban Conference tournament duel against Park Center is taking place tonight on Tuesday night as we sit on the desk. Then they'll have a couple weeks off before sections, which are on Thursday. They begin on Thursday, November the 6th.
Well, the cross-country teams have reached the meets where they spend the whole season preparing for. Coach Denny Green, he's always trained his teams to focus on the big meets that mean the most. The first of those is the Northwest Suburban Conference Championships, which were held last Wednesday at Elk River Golf Club. The boys' team was without one of its top runners, but almost all the guys that did run put up season or personal best times. It was a gorgeous day, and the course was in great shape. The top two cars hanging together the whole race. Daggy Alimu crossed in 44th place, with Josh Hyatt just behind him, finishing in 17.59.8. Sophomore Josie Jacobs trying to maintain his position in the final push. He finished 7th in 71st place. Noah Glenn continued his solid freshman season with a 78th place finish at sections. Mohammed Mustafa is the Nixon Glenn, I apologize. Mohammed Mustafa is the 5th Cardinals finishers. They took 13th place. Girls team has really come a long way this season, and it's all about great races from their depth runners. There's no question who is going to be at the top of the Cardinals leaderboard. Ruby Demmer continues to show she's one of the best in the state. She breaks her own school record with a 1902.5, and she's the conference runner-up. There's a big gap before the rest of the girls come in, but these girls are where they're seeing the biggest time drops. Josie Sunugaglia finished 55th, and Mackenzie Ryland taking 59th place. Ella Legree finished 73rd in 24 minutes flat, and Emily Borns came across in 76th place. As a team, the Cardinals finished in 9th place with 229 points.
Yeah, we've talked about it, a young team, and Ruby leading the way, just a junior, but boy, has she been outstanding. I looked back, I was like, I don't know how, I don't have great record keeping, I'm not going to lie, but I did look back the last couple of years to see when the last time was we had someone even close to that. Lachlan last year, her older brother, finished, I think, top 10 or 15 I think he was an 8th place finish at conference. He did really well at section as well and went to state. I think it was in Nordic skiing where he had the outstanding finishes. But I don't know the last time we had a section or a conference runner-up. Can she take and have that kind of effort and that kind of finish at section and improve her place at state? That is what we look forward to. Will anybody be able to join her? Because I 100% believe that she will be placing well enough at sections to go to state.
Absolutely.
Sections are a week from Thursday. And then state isn't until Saturday, November the 1st. So they got a little more time. They had at least one of their time trials that they don't think was going to happen. Weather will play some factor into how much time they're able to prepare. But I have faith, and I'm super excited to see how well everybody else does as well. But I'm extra excited to see how Ruby does. Well, we've gotten to the end of the show. What we normally start with, we're going to finish with this week. We're talking football. Cardinals were flying high going into last week's Friday's homecoming game, fresh off their first win in more than 2 seasons. But they knew that Hopkins would be a much tougher test. The Royals had won 3 straight and were coming in hoping to complete their sweep of the Metro Maroon Division. It was a tight battle right to the very end. Cardinals charged onto the field, but neither team was able to do much for their first couple of possessions. Cardinals' third chance with the ball only takes one play. TJ Neal on the jet sweep to the near side. Once he gets the corner, nobody is going to catch him. A 74-yard touchdown run, longest play of the season for the Cardinals, and they are up 7-0. Royals answer with a long drive facing 4th and 10 from the Cardinals 20. They dial up this play. Moore over the top to Trayvon Perkins. He's in for the score. We're tied at 7-0. Next drive, similar situation. Cardinals hold for a 4th and long, this time from the 14. Moore scrambles. Somehow, he's able to find Eddie Walker at the back of the end zone. And Walker holds on despite taking a hit that takes his helmet clean off. A missed PAT, and Hopkins leads 13-7. Cardinals retake the lead before the half. Beautiful pass from Aiden Snow, threading the needle to Lloyd Joitza. 19-yard score. Coon Rapids has a 1-point lead at the break. Royals respond. A 78-yard drive to start the third. Demetrius Well punches it in from the 2. Failed 2-point attempt. Means it's 19-14. Still in the third. Hopkins facing another 4th and long, and Moore does it again. Scrambles around, keeps it alive. Great play on the ball by Perkins to come back, secure his second score of the game. Cardinals answer early in the 4th. Snow pitches to Sean Washington the 3rd. He gets the end zone. Their 2-point bid failed. Cardinals had one more chance. About 2.5 minutes left. Forced to scramble on 3rd and long. And Snow has it stripped as he's going to the turf. Royals come up with their second turnover of the game. And they are able to kneel on it from there and secure their 4th straight win and a championship in the Metro Maroon. The Cardinals had their chances, just not able to convert. And unfortunately, hats off to Trey Moore. This is a sophomore
He's an exciting young man
that did not lose composure. You saw the touchdowns all coming, 3 touchdowns on 4th downs where he had to scramble, throws improbable passes up. Perkins on the last one made a great play coming back to the ball. And obviously the other guy holding onto the ball despite getting his head tore off. So his receivers were doing some work too. But in the Cardinal defense, this close, they played really, really well, and then weren't able to hold on those 4th and long situations.
Yeah, it was a disappointing loss, I'm sure, for them because they had their opportunities on a homecoming night with the stands full. Trey Moore, though, is an exceptional young man. He's a very athletic quarterback. He continues to grow. I could see him playing at the next level somewhere, obviously, but I think disappointing that turnover at the end of the game really kind of took the wind out of their sails. They had that opportunity, but I think, and we've seen the majority of the games, best game the Cardinals have played all year.
Oh, absolutely. I thought they played really, really well, especially the defense. And like I said, three stops in the red zone that if they get that stop on 4th down on any one of those 3, they win this football
Different game, absolutely.
Big chance coming up on Wednesday, short week to get ready for it, but they host the Roseville Raiders. Roseville beat Park of Cottage Grove last week for their first win. So 2 teams at 1-6, both with wins over Park of Cottage Grove.
Yep.
And looking to knock the other one out of that second to last spot in the Metro Maroon.
Well, we'll be keeping our fingers crossed. Should be a good one for sure.
I'm going to give it to the Cardinals. You play like they did on Friday. I think good things are going to happen. After that, we are going to see some playoffs. Hopefully, as many playoffs as we are allowed. But that is going to do it for this edition of Sports Night. We want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young. Say good night.